aka SnowGardener307 here today. And yes, we are doing a budgeting video, and I know it's unusual for me to start them out this way, but I've got to talk to you guys a little bit really quick. First of all, I have some bad news for those of you guys that have been watching me for a while. Our dear, trusty friend, Fred, is dead. I tried my hardest, guys. I just couldn't do it. But now I got to find something new to put in this cute little dish. I think it would make a great salsa dish, but I don't know if it's sealed inside. But the good news is, was out shopping at a local store. And I found a Fred Jr. Fred Jr. is totally fake, so I cannot kill him. He's not as pretty as Fred was, but what can you do? All right, so all joking aside, if you guys have never come or seen one of my videos before, never visited my channel, my name is Marlene, like I said, and I live in a very small town in the mountains in Wyoming. I am a working mother of two wonderful teenagers and am still considered a newlywed, I guess, since it's not even a year yet, to an amazing man who is out working his hiney off to help us get our bills paid. Now, speaking of this amazing man, this is what we're going to be doing today. We are going to be using his first paycheck of the month. He got paid on April 8th, which is today, but you guys aren't going to see it today. And so he had a very large check the last payday because he pretty much worked the entire 2 weeks. He had no days off. He worked over 12 hours a day. We were smart this last time. We made a good sized snowball payment, but we did save some of the money and put it into his savings and also left some extra cushion in his rollover. It wasn't enough because he took some days off, which I believe he well deserved. He took days off, no pay. But then what really messed up his plan was the following week, the company didn't have that much work. So he was coming home at 2 or 3 in the afternoon instead of 6 or 7 at night. And they also didn't work Friday because of the holiday, but they don't get holiday pay. So they got Friday off, but no pay. So his check was less than half of what a normal 40-hour week check would be. And so not great, but the good news is we are completely different budgeters than we were a year ago. So it's not going to sink his ship or my ship, since I am now tied to his ship with a wedding ring, right? But it is going to take a little bit more out of his savings than we were planning for. And so, of course, we're hopeful that over the next couple checks, we can put that amount of money back into his account. But I just wanted to let you guys know, you know what? Life happens. We set our budgets and we hope for the best sometimes, right? This time, it wasn't the best, but it's okay. We're not homeless. We have an amazing home. We have amazing children. We drive nice vehicles, and we have so much food, we're not going to be starving anytime soon. So this is not a poor us or a pity me party, just so you guys know, but it's just keeping it real. Just to let you guys know that we do struggle as well, that sometimes I know when we watch YouTube, everybody seems like they're doing so amazing, and we watch people and go, oh, I want to do that. I want to be there. I want to be, in their financial situation. Everything isn't always as it seems, right? So I always try to keep it real for you guys if I can. And so I wanted to be honest with you. Now, of course, we don't share the exact amount of our paychecks, but we do share what we're going to be working with. So this month, or this paycheck for my husband, it will have his paycheck, but it's also going to have rollover, which is larger than normal. Plus, we're having to pull some money out of his savings. This is not his emergency savings, but if it wasn't needed, it would be going into the emergency savings. But of course, you need to be able to pay your bills. So that is what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get to the books. All right, everybody. So let's get into it. I'll show you what we figured out. And I did want to let you know that, of course, just like life happens, my husband had called me last night, and he works in the oil and gas field, and he needed a new pair of boots. He didn't have the money for them, and so he did put it onto a credit card. However, our hope is, because he's out of town and working a lot of hours again this week and should be next week, that he's going to be able to replace that money right away with the next paycheck. The good thing is he put it onto a credit card that has a 0% interest, so he is not going to be paying interest if he can't pay it all. However, we understand that it is a slippery slope to start using credit cards again. But life happens sometimes and we've got to do what we've got to do. So let's go ahead and open up my Happy Planner here and we will get into his paycheck. And just so you guys know, it seems like this is the theme of the week. This is going to be the second time that I am recording this video because it recorded last time, but it was recording the wrong way. So the way my phone works, that's what I'm filming on right now. Hello, phone. The way my phone works is if I have it aimed down at the paper, it doesn't know it's aimed down at the paper. So instead, I end up with the small picture, you know, like once I start to play it. So what I have to do is I have to start my camera and hold it up like this and then put it into my tripod and change it into a downward view. I forgot to do that this time. And I could have just rolled with it, but I have a hard time watching those smaller videos and I have the time today. It's my day off. And so I figured, why the heck not? So we're going to go ahead and roll with this again. And so I had already written one of these out. We're going to be writing out another one. I had written out the one that was in color, just so you guys know. These are PDFs that I created. And the ones that are in color, for April, the color is purple. So the little cash right here is in green. The little piggy is in purple with white polka dots. And then these header bars are in purple. And then down here, there's another little piggy and such, and there's some purple down there. But it's okay. We're okay with black and white. I actually don't even have a printer. And so the colored ones that I have, my amazing sister-in-law, Shannon. Hi, Shannon. She printed those off for me. And so now I have wasted one of the ones she printed for me. So we are doing the paycheck for April 8th. And we have got not a large amount that we're working with, as I just discussed, but it is what it is. And that's my dryer going off. You know how it is. Even though we're filming, life doesn't stop. So hopefully it doesn't continue to alarm us. If it does, I might have to go and acknowledge the alarm. It seems like it just likes to tell me over and over that the laundry is dry. So the total that we are working with between paycheck, rollover, and savings is $2,134.63. And for those of you guys that have watched my channels before, or my channels, I only have one, my channel before, I am redoing these to make these lines a little bit bigger. I'm trying to reformat stuff because I write too big. And the reason why I did these, just so you guys know, if you don't know, is I get paid once a month, and I love the Budget Mom inserts, printables, because obviously I've already paid for them. However, when I get paid once a month, there's not enough lines in the bills, the sinking funds and such, so I redid my own. So there's not a lot of bills to pay this time, but they're big bills. So we've got the mortgage, and it is due the 14th. And on my rough budget, I had estimated $1,450. Luckily, our mortgage went down this year to $1,435.57. So that is nice. That came in under budget. Then our property, and this is 6 acres of land that we own that hopefully one day we'll be able to build on. And I budgeted $280, and the actual payment came in at $279.19. And then the only other bill that my husband has to pay with this paycheck is his Xbox, and that is $15. So let's go ahead and get these added up. Another thing, you know, when it rains, it pours, is my ring light's not working. So I've got a couple little lamps sitting next to me. So you'll have to let me know how the lighting is. I had gotten a used ring light from my amazing father-in-law and mother-in-law that they had given to me to use. And my father-in-law had worked on it and everything before, and it stopped working. And as a matter of fact, I'm sure if they watch this video, I'll probably get a call to bring it over for him to take a look at. He is amazing at fixing stuff. For me, I plug it in. I try to unplug it, plug it back in. If it doesn't work, that's as much knowledge as I have there. And so we are just going with these lights. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. I am recording with a little bit of natural light too. Not too much though, because it is kind of cloudy and yucky out today. So after our bills, we're left with $404.87. Then we're going to jump up here to our sinking funds, and I'm going to let you guys know what my husband has decided to do. For those of you new viewers, my husband and I, we keep our finances separate. Even though you see me here budgeting my husband's money, and I do pay his bills and such, it is with his money and at his discretion how he pays everything. So for this paycheck, since it was short, we had a discussion about how he wanted to do this and what he wanted to do. So on my rough draft budget, not knowing what his paycheck was going to be, I budgeted the same for garbage, Disney, Amazon, PlayStation, and land tax. As always, these numbers never change, just so you guys know. His truck, I wasn't sure. I knew he was going to have a shorter check, but obviously I didn't know it was going to be that short. So I had just budgeted $20 because now it looks like my husband's going to be taking his tire money and buying a new windshield with it. So now he needs to start putting more money in there for tires again. And then for his per diem, it's whatever comes in on the check normally. So this check had $70 on it. And let's see, let's go ahead and pull up this 404.87. And we are going to keep these top ones exactly as budgeted. So we've got $12 for garbage, $3 for Disney Plus. Oh, squirrel moment right here. So, sorry guys, this is how my videos work. Becky, over at Busy Becky, had commented on one of my other videos about Disney Plus, and I believe it was Hulu and maybe ESPN. She told me that Verizon has a plan where you get those streaming services for free. I was blown away by this because I had no idea such a plan existed. So I checked out Verizon, and sure enough, just like Becky said, the plan that was the same price as the plan that I was paying for now included the streaming services. This is my bad, right? I know better. You're always supposed to go back and look and see what kind of plans they have available. Well, at first I was going to go ahead and switch over to that plan. However, they now had a lower plan. Before, the $70 plan that I was paying for each phone for my daughter and I, that was the lowest plan that they had for unlimited streaming and unlimited, everything. And so that's why we were at the $70 plan. However, now they had a $60 plan. So I actually bumped my daughter and I down to the $60 plan because for Disney Plus and Hulu, I don't pay $20 a month for those services. So even though I didn't get the Disney Plus and the Hulu for free, I'm saving $20. So here's a thumbs up to Busy Becky. If you haven't checked out her station or her channel, her station, I don't know, what is she, a radio channel or a radio station? I don't know. But anyway, Busy Becky, check her out. She does budgeting. She does amazing food hauls and organization. Her pantry one that she did just made me want to go raid the Container Store. Luckily, there's no Container Store near me, and I didn't have the budget anyway. But so back to this. So Amazon, PlayStation, land tax, all getting exactly what we budgeted for. Truck is getting $0, and per diem is actually getting $0. The reason why we decided to go with this is my husband's going to use this $70 to help pay for the bills or to keep in his rollover, actually, because he has plenty of money with him right now, and he still has some money in his per diem sinking fund sitting there. So we're just going to go ahead and leave that at $0. Let's go ahead and add these up. So 12 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 16. So $41 is going into my husband's sinking funds. Not a lot, you guys, but guess what? Like my husband says, before we started budgeting this way, he would barely have enough money to pay bills, let alone even put $40 into sinking funds. So that leaves us $363.87. Then we're going to jump down into the category that I have labeled envelopes. Just so you guys know, we don't use envelopes. I use cash dividers, and my husband, well, he uses his wallet. So normally these are the categories he puts money into each month. There are a couple other ones that can change between sinking funds and envelopes. And so we've got allowance, gas, pet, home, and miscellaneous. Now the budgeted amounts are $25 for allowance, $75 for gas. My husband and I both put $75 a month in for our pet fund. We both fit $50 a month into our home fund, and we both put $25 a month into our miscellaneous fund. Now, my husband has decided, since he is out of town, and most likely will be for the next week and a half more at least, he is not going to give himself an allowance, nor is he going to give himself gas money. We are going to go ahead and stuff the pet fund, the home fund, and the miscellaneous fund. However, if something happens and he needs to use this $150 to pay bills, or if something else comes up, then we are going to do that. But for right now, they're just going to be in those cash dividers. So that leaves $213.87. Now, let's talk about debt and debt snowball. My husband gets paid more than once a month. His debt snowball is not very large at this point. It's $25, and that's only once a month. So normally the snowball amount, and just so you know, I've been paying $25 every single paycheck. But because of the unique situation this week, we have come up with a different plan. We're not going to pay $25. However, we're not going to zero this out either, because every little penny adds up, right? We're just going to take $5, you guys. We're just going to put $5 towards his debt snowball. Doesn't seem like much, but every bit adds up. So that's going to leave us with $208.87. Now, typically, I would have all of that go into the rollover. However, we recently started a new challenge. And what did I do with my green pin? There it is. So we have just started a roundup challenge. And for this roundup challenge, I tried to keep it very simple. The money from my husband and I for rounding up is going to go into our honeymoon fund. What we're going to do is for all of our bills, for whatever the month is, for each payday, we are going to round them up to the nearest $5. And then once we get more of our debt paid off and stuff, maybe we'll round them up to the nearest, $10, maybe $20. And so for today, my husband is going to round up the mortgage up to $1,440, and he's going to round up the property up to $280. And so down here, I am just going to, you can see, I'm going to write round up, and we're going to figure out what the dollar amounts of those are. So 280 minus 279.19 is 81 cents. So we're going to have 81, and then we're going to go ahead and take 1435.57 minus 1440, and so that will be $4.43. And so let's add these together, and it is going to be $5.24. So not much, right, everybody? But as we know, just like in the debt snowball, every single penny adds up. So we're going to take the $213.87. Actually, I'm sorry, we're going to take the $208.87, and we're going to subtract the $524, and that's going to leave us with $203.63 that's going to go into my husband's rollover fund. And that way, he has got a little bit of money to work with, but we are sitting at a zero-based budget. Now, let's go ahead and get our money figured out for our cash envelopes. This you're going to see, I still use the Budget Mom cash envelope breakdown. I still am using this at this point just because I haven't had the time to create my own. I am definitely going to be creating my own. For my husband today, this is going to work just great. But I get paid once a month, and I can tell you this, once a month payday and lots of sinking funds means that they don't fit on all of these lines here. So we're going to do garbage like we talked about for $12. We are going to do the Disney Plus, Amazon, and PlayStation. And Disney Plus is $3. Amazon and PlayStation are $5. Now, I've talked about how many streaming services we've had in the past, and I was just watching a video, and I'm trying to remember her new channel name. It's from Frugal Fit Mom, but it's her new channel that's finance-based. Anyway, she talked about like only doing one streaming service at a time and, you know, being smart about it and using the promotions they have. So if, for example, if Disney Plus has a promotion where you can get 6 months at $2 a month, then you run Disney Plus then. And then after that's done, you know, maybe Amazon has a yearly deal to where you do that and everything. And the other thing that she pointed out is how the heck is Netflix the most expensive streaming service now? Kind of makes me mad. Now that it bumped up to $17.99, it does. It makes me a little mad. Of course, we're still not paying anything like what we would pay for cable. But it's just one of those things that makes you think about where your pennies and cents are going. And then we've got land tax, we've got pet, home, and miscellaneous. And I'm not going to take too long doing these. I'm not going to explain what I'm doing because I believe everybody can see. And then as soon as I add this up, I will head to the bank really quick and grab the cash so that we can get this small cash stuffing done.
Wanna wait in line.
All right, everybody, headed to the bank. Be right back. All right, everyone, I am back. I want to explain one thing before we jump into the cash, and that is my highlighter method. A lot of you guys already know this, but let me explain to you what I do. Of course, this is the Budget Mom calendar right here. Eventually, I'll probably have my own calendar too. Not to worry about it. I'll probably just do my own calendar so that if people want to buy budget packs, it comes with a calendar. Love the Budget Mom. I love her concept. She has helped us so much. I'm not trying to take any money from the Budget Mom, just trying to come up with stuff that works for me. So this is my husband's payday right here. You'll notice that it is highlighted a certain color. You'll also notice that we've got the bills that are due highlighted. So we've got mortgage, property, and Xbox. Those are the 3 bills. And then his next payday is the 22nd. You can see it's green. My payday was this fuchsia pink this month. And this color right here, if you look down here, was my husband's payday on 3/25. So I will be using my highlighter today. That's the only reason why I wanted to let you guys know that it does matter to me what color I use. So let's go ahead and get this set up. I will be highlighting not only my cash envelope breakdown, but I will also be highlighting my paycheck to paycheck. And I know highlighters like to go through. So I'm going to go ahead and grab an extra sheet that was a scratch piece of paper, and we will get this done. Luckily, it's not going to take too long this time, you guys. The dogs are outside barking, for anybody that's wondering. For those of you guys that have been along since the beginning of the journey, when you saw the baby Yorkies born, we still have Loki, and he is crazy. He is, let's see, they were born the 12th of December. So he is now, you know, I'm not very good, you know, like for my kids, I was like, oh, they're 82 weeks old, right? And so let's see, it's almost April, so December, so January, February, March, April, so about 4 months old, doing pretty good. The potty training thing is always a challenge, but you know how that goes. So let's make sure we've got what we need. So we should have 2 50s, 1, 2. We should have 2 20s, 1, 2 20s. Man, this is so easy. We should have 2 10s, 1, 2. We should have 5 5s, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we should have 6 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so $191 we're stuffing today. And let's get this done. So let me go ahead and grab my wallet. I know it's around here somewhere. Losing my mind. Okay, I grabbed my wallet because this is where the cash dividers are. And there are some of my cash dividers, and then there are cash dividers that we both put in for. So we need home and miscellaneous out of my wallet. So right here, this is our fun miscellaneous. These dividers right here, my cash dividers, were made by Crystal with What Was Mommy Thinking? So if you're looking for some fun, simple dividers. And just so you know, she created other dividers for me too with paper, but I just love the clear ones so much I haven't even used those yet. So there is nothing in there. That is because I did $25 And then we already spent the $25 on the 3rd. So let's go ahead and do a deposit of $25. I'm going to take a drink of water really quick, you guys. My throat is getting scratchy. And that will give us a balance of 25. So we need a 20 and a 5. And that one is done. Then the next one we need is the home category. I have put $50 in there already. My husband is going to put 50 in there as well. Did I put the date on that other card? Nope. I knew I did something wrong. It's like as soon as I flip it over, I forget how the heck I do things. And I know it's a deposit, so I'm just going to put my husband's initial there. That's how I keep track of who's put in and who hasn't, just to make sure I don't mess something up. So we're going to take a 50, and that's going to give us $100 into the home fund. And just recently, we started rolling this money over into a new sinking fund for our home maintenance fund. We don't have a home maintenance fund, so that was a problem. This is the way that we are addressing that problem. Okay, so those are done with my wallet. Let me go ahead and put these away. I try not to leave stuff too crazy, and I like to put stuff where it goes so that money doesn't get mixed up or anything. Next, we're going to go ahead and do sinking funds. I got this idea from Jess over at JWhackers. I have an accordion file that I keep all of my sinking funds in. Absolutely love it. It goes into my safe, and that way I'm not dealing with a whole bunch of different envelopes. So I said I was going to highlight. So let's make sure we highlight. So we did stuff out of order. So we did home and we did miscellaneous. And then over here, we did home and miscellaneous. And yeah, those doggies are just out there barking. It's not super nice out there, but it's very nice compared to what it normally is. So let's go ahead and do garbage first. And garbage is actually going to get paid this month. I just got the payment card in the mail. Oops, I pulled out my garden fund and I was like, that's not right. Garbage isn't that expensive. There we go, garbage. So we are going to be depositing. So this is for 8. We're going to deposit. We're adding $12, and it looks like this will give us $67. So before we add this in, let's make sure we've got $55. So we've got 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to be adding 12 in, 10, 11, and 12. So that will give us 67. So let's make sure we've got 67. I always count it more than once because the mistakes I make are just amazing. 50, 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, garbage is stuff, $67. I need to create some new labels, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. So we've gotten a lot more sinking funds. Some of them are doubled up inside of there, just so you know, but that's okay. And I know a lot of people only have few savings. Like to keep their amount of sinking funds smaller. What we're doing so far works for us. Now we're going to grab out my husband's subscriptions. And in his subscriptions folder, we have 3 different ones. So the first one that is on top is Disney Plus. And we need to add in $3. So 1, 2, and 3. And it says we have $101 in there, and we sure do. And now we're going to have 104. So I don't even have to count that. You guys can see how easy that is. And I just recently had to make some change and do some different things. So that's why some of these have larger bills. But it works out just fine. So 104 for Disney. Disney is all done. And these markers are just about out. These are the Sharpie liquid highlighter. I bought these last year when I first started following the Budget Mom, and this is what she used then. I know she has changed since then for more colors, which is part of the reason why I have also purchased some new highlighters, but I'm trying to run these ones out first. Then Amazon, we need to add $5 into it. We should have $32. 20, 25, 30, 1, and 2. We're going to go ahead and grab a 5. So that is going to give us 37. 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, and 37. All right, another one done. It just doesn't seem right, just having this small of a stuffing. It seems like it's just too easy and that I'm forgetting something. So Amazon is all done. All done. Then PlayStation is going to get $5 as well. And this is super easy to count too, because like I said, I just had to make some change. So we had 100, now we have 105. And this was a card that I had reused. So the next time I'm going to go ahead and transition this into an index card. All right, so there are subscriptions. And let's go ahead and highlight that. Then we have land tax and pet. Then we'll be done. And it looks like we might even have the right amount of money. So that's always a good thing. So let's go ahead and grab out land taxes. We recently paid our land taxes. So there is $38 in here. 20, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38. We're going to be adding in $16. 10, 15, and 16. Let's go ahead and get these put in the right order and get this added. And I'm going to use my calculator over here just because if I try to add it up, I'll make a mistake or something. So $54 is what we should have in here now. Let's double check and make sure. So we've got 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Land taxes are all set. And then last but not least, we have our pet fund. And we recently spent quite a bit of money out of our pet fund. And pets are just expensive. That's one of those things I do believe. If you've got pets, you need to be able to save up money for them. So I just started a new card. And so we had $594 when I deposited my money. We recently just took out maybe $400 or $500 this last month, probably $500 this last month for grooming and also for vet visits. We had shots due, and I'll be taking Athena and the baby this next week to the vet. The baby, who is Loki, has some more shots that are due. And Mama is going to get her stitches removed. Go ahead, let's count this since it is a little bit more. Let's do 594, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 550, 570, 580, 85, 90, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Perfect there. Let's make sure we have 669. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 550, 600, 620, 640, 650, 55, 56, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69. So 669. It's amazing how my mind can start counting stuff incorrectly. 669 for pets, and that is all of our sinking funds and all of our cash that we needed to do. So land tax we did, and we did pet, and we did not do allowance or gas. And I want to tell you guys, for these right here, just so you know, property is an auto pay. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that. Now, when I highlight property, I only go through the budgeted amount. I don't go through the actual amount. Once I'm watching the accounts and the actual amount is taken out of my husband's account, I will finish highlighting it. Xbox is another one that will come out automatically. And then mortgage, I need to run in and go ahead and do that. And then I also need to do the $5 debt snowball, and I need to move $5.24 into our honeymoon savings account. Let's talk about our debt snowball for my husband. So, debt snowball. These are papers that I have made. They are debt snowball monthly check-in, and I don't believe I've started one for him for this month. I'm not going to make you guys sit through all of it, but let me grab a new one out of here. These do come in color as well. If you order these from my shop, on Etsy, just so you guys know, you get a black and white version, and then you get a version that has color on it. I know that some people don't want to print in color and some people do. This one right here for March, I just used my markers and colored in that. So we're going to go ahead and do this April, and I like to put my husband's name next to it because we both are using these forms. And this was a part 2 because he had 2 debt snowballs working and he was able to pay those off. And so we're going to go with Citibank. And we are going to, even though today is the 8th, we're going to go ahead and use the 1st because the last transaction on this was the 30th. So, and we're going to go ahead and put that the starting balance of this one is $3,524. And we'll roll this right over here. Then today's date for 8. And we are going to go ahead and just put Snowball, because this is going to be the Snowball. And it is going to be $5. So that's going to be $3,519 is what that is. Then I want to talk to you guys a little bit more. Let's see. I don't know if you're zoomed in enough. Let me go ahead and zoom you guys in. Sorry about that. So this is last month's, and here is his debt payoff plan. So this first card right here is his Citibank that he's working on. He's got Citibank, Simmons, Discover, the land loan, a snow machine loan, a truck loan, and a mortgage. These are the debts that he has, and this is the debt payoff order that we're going to be tackling those in. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer these onto this. I'm not going to do it right now while you guys are watching, but I will transfer those over. And then I want to talk to you guys about the payoff plan itself. So this is last month's. It shows you the beginning card balance. So we are going to go ahead and put $3,524. And we are going to work through what we have got right here. So minimum monthly payment. Oh, that's right. Snowball moved up to $62. So this next paycheck on my husband's, I need to make myself a note, because I forgot that he paid that one off. It's amazing how when you pay stuff off, you forget sometimes. So his next paycheck, his Snowball, is going to be $62. There we go. I made a note for myself. So $62. And his minimum payment for this card was $74. That was when this debt payoff plan started. This is how much he was used to paying. I leave it at that. So even though the minimum payment might now be $52, I leave it at $74 because our goal here is to pay this card off as quickly as possible. And if he was already used to paying $74 a month, then why not just leave it there? So we've got the 74 plus 62, so that equals $136. Now, let's see. So we've got, let's take this. So we've got 3524, and our original goal was November of 21. I'm going to use my fingers. I count on my fingers all the time. So he hasn't made his April payment yet. So we've got April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. So that would be 8 months. So let's see, if we left it at November, that would make the amount that he should be paying as $440.50. That is quite a stretch goal. But I'm going to leave it there for at least another month. If this month, because of the financial situation with having a short paycheck, if he is not able to make that $440 payment for the month, then I will probably move this back at least a month, if not 2. Because if we did 3524 divided by 11, if we did January, that would knock that down to 320. Okay, so that is quite a bit difference. So 3524 divided by 9. What did I do? 3524 divided by 8. So that's 8 months. This is bigger than I normally like to set my stretch goals. My stretch goals, I typically like to do maybe double. So my stretch goal for me, a comfortable stretch goal for me would normally be about $300, a little bit more than double. But we're going to leave it for one more month. We're going to see how it goes. Okay. And then the next one is his Simmons card. And I need to get the new balance for that because this was the balance from last month. I need to get the new balance and do this. But I wanted to walk you guys through that, how I figure out my debt payoff plan and how I come up with my stretch goal amount. Like I said, this one is a little bit higher than I normally do. Let me show you guys mine really quick. I know we're getting kind of long on this video, but I figure if you're still here, you're still interested. For those of you guys that have already left, you don't even know what we're talking about, so it doesn't matter, right? All right, so here's mine. Okay, so here's mine. And so I got paid at the very end of the month. I'm working on my tuition right now. It's at 0% interest, but it was a very small amount and I just wanted to get it done. So my debt snowball is now up to $586. And my payment was, oh no, my snowball is up to $486, but I had an extra 100. So I paid $586 and my normal payment is $125. So I have already lowered my debt this month to $1,271, but I want to show you guys this stretch goal. So the amount that I had due at the beginning of April was $1,982. So April payment hadn't been taken out yet. So that was April, May, and June. So I took the $1,982 and divided it by 3. Maybe. What did I do? Let me look at my March one. I bet I did exactly what I was trying to do on my husband's. And I just copied that beginning balance. Let's see. I have 2 debt snowball sheets. No, I didn't do that. I don't know what I did, you guys. So, oh, I know what I did. Okay. So I left this $705 right there as my stretch goal payment. Let's go ahead and fix that. That was a mistake. That stretch goal was from this. I need to create a new stretch goal. So let's do that. 1982 divided by 3. So this stretch goal is just become more attainable because I paid more than I needed to. So my stretch goal there, and I don't worry about the cents, is going to be $660. I'm sorry. I hope I didn't confuse you guys. I updated the total due, but for some reason I left that $705 as my stretch goal. So in March, I had to pay $705 to tuition a month in order to pay it off by June. But of course, I've paid extra. So now I only have to pay $660 a month in order to pay it off by June. And my minimum monthly payment for that is $125. My snowball payment is $486. So that's $611. And $611 minus $660 is only $49 extra. So I know that I'm going to pay it off by June 1st, if not before. And then I'm jumping into our Home Depot card. And then I will tackle the big beast, which is my First National Bank. I think it is still over $10,000 right now, but luckily it is sitting at a very good interest rate. So if you're interested in these forms right here, let me go ahead and scoot you guys out so that you can see them. Just know they are in my Etsy shop. This is my favorite creation so far. I don't know if anybody else has anything like this, just so you guys know. When I create my forms, I try not to look even at Etsy. I come up with something in my head, I create my own, and I roll with it because I don't want to copy anybody else, and I know what works for me. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you guys have a blessed day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.